Hi everyone, welcome to the Dolphina show. My name is Sophie, I'm also known as Dolphina. I am the maker behind Dolphina bags and I'm also Dolphina Collective, which are a group, a couple of indie dyer that I admire a lot. So that includes Heather from Timber Yarns, Karen from Pretty String, and Kelsey from Primrose. So this week, I'm super excited to introduce to you to a fellow Canadian maker. I was actually introduced to her goods before I actually met her in person. She's also a bag maker that I actually adore. Her style is pretty unique. You can tell her bags from far away any way I can. And it's not because you're a bag maker that you're not obsessed with other people making bags. So let me show you. You might actually recognize it. She's actually from Barrie, Ontario. That would be Jessie Maed from J Hendry, and she's also the brand new dyer behind Moon Fibres with her sister Allison. If you want to discover another great maker from Canada, keep on watching. Jessica Hendry. Hi!
Hello!
Jessica! So,
Hi,
let's jump right into it. How are you feeling right now?
nervous and excited.
Good.
Yeah.
What are you excited about right now?
Just to be talking to you. I think that's exciting.
That's so cool.
And yeah.
That's good. Is there anything missing in your life right now?
Yeah, I would say just being able to go to fiber festivals, because they were basically like, I stay holed up, like working on stuff all year round, to be able to do this like kind of like a big reveal every couple of months of like, this is everything, and I get to talk to people. It's like where I get my most socialization and inspiration from other vendors and yarn. And yeah, so basically that's it. I'm just missing that whole thing because it just means so much more than just like a job. So
I totally agree. How'd you start your morning?
usually I wake up and then I'm not a morning person. So I just like eat and get ready for the day and then try and get out the house as fast as I can. So basically I sleep in as long as like until the last possible minute. And then I roll out, wash my face, eat, and then I go.
That's good. There's a bank heist. Who's your partner?
I have to say probably my sister, but it would be very like, I would have to tell her like once we got there, like this is what we're doing now and you have to do it.
That's awesome. There's a good or bad news. Who do you tell? Who do you call first?
Probably my mom. I tell her everything.
I figured. Like there's a little bit of stuff that I actually like, grab on as I follow. So it's good. What's the best book you read recently?
Recently, so I read a lot of true crime stuff. So I just finished Devil in the White City, which was about H.H. Holmes, as well as like the first kind of like International World's Fair. And then I have a degree in archaeology, so it's really cool to see how like such an event that's not talked about had such a big impact on the larger world, and like so much stuff came out of that fair, like H.H. Holmes stuff aside, that like has influenced our world in like technology and stuff. So it was really cool.
What is the song you cannot stop singing?
Like right now it's whatever, it's like what I listened to last. So I was just listening to AWOL Nation, so probably Run by AWOL Nation.
Okay. Where do you go to get inspired?
Usually like a fabric store or a thrift shop or, yeah, fiber festivals.
What's the best reaction you've ever had?
Probably tears of happiness from my mom. Just like she really likes to receive like knitted stuff that we've knit her. So if we've given her something, she's very appreciative of it. So if we give her something that's like taken many months and we've sort of been knitting it in secret, and like that's like the best surprise because like look at what we've been doing, and then yeah.
So she's knit worthy.
She is very knit worthy.
When do you feel the most beautiful?
Probably just after a shower, because I feel like my hair looks good when it's wet, and like, yeah, clean.
Like it.
Yeah.
When you feel the most fulfilled?
Probably, like, I think, yeah, when I'm like getting really inspired by things. So either through like just like seeing other people's crafts at like another craft show, or yeah, I think that's a hard question to answer, but yeah.
I like it. What color do you gravitate the most around?
Black.
What would your sister or your mom say your best quality is?
Probably creativity. That yeah, I think probably creativity.
Kind of answered that question before, but are you more an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl. It's very easy for me to transition to being like up until 3 a.m. as opposed to having to wake up at like 6.
You make bags?
Mm-hmm.
And then recently you started dyeing yarn.
Yes.
Do you do anything aside from that, or that's pretty much what keeps you busy?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, you were in school at one point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So are you done?
No, so I'm in apprenticing to be an electrician, but I've been doing it for a long time because my dad's an electrician, so he is my, like, they call it, he's my journeyman. So I used to do it when I was going to school. I would work for him in the summer. So basically the apprenticeship program is just like an accumulation of hours. So
Okay.
I have all my hours accumulated, but now I have to wait to go to school. And so I have one more term of school left, and then I'll have that certificate like always kind of in my back pocket as like a backup job. But yeah, I really just, yeah, dye yarn and make bags right now.
I love it. If you could time travel, who is the person you'd like to talk to?
Oh boy. Oh no. That's a hard question. This might take a while. I have to think.
We'll get back to this one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You have any pets?
No, currently petless. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. If you were ruling the world, what is one law you would enact?
I don't know if it could kind of be like just be kind to one another. If that could somehow be a good law that like was, I don't know, all encompassing, then like I think that's just what it would be.
I like that. What's your favorite vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot? I would say like East Coast of Canada, like PEI, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. I used to go there every summer with my grandparents, and it's still like when I think of it, I'm just like, that's all I want to. That's all. Like that's where I want to go. So
that's awesome. If you could teach one subject in school, what would it be?
I think like home ec or something, because like I love creating, so it would be so cool to be able to get like younger kids inspired to do the same thing, to make something with their hands.
That's
so
awesome.
Not so much like here are your home skills, but more like here's another way to express your creativity.
I love it. That's so awesome. What's your favorite drink?
Probably pop, like root beer.
So are you more like a Coke versus Pepsi, or?
Mostly I just like root beer and orange pop, and it doesn't matter the brand. I don't know, like I don't know, just sugar.
You're funny. One thing this world needs to get rid of.
Yeah, I think hate and cleaning up the environment. That's two things, but yeah.
Went too far. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I'm gonna say no, because I feel like I think there's so much more to that you can't see from a person when you first look at them. That like I'm very quick to judge, and it's a thing that I've been working on for a long time. So like I feel like I shouldn't say yes to that, because I think you're just kind of being a little judgy, and you should just like learn to get to know the person. Get to
What's your spirit animal?
favorite animal. I would say probably fish, just being underwater and stuff. I've always been jealous of. So yeah.
I love it. If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Oh no. I don't know. Like another playing day, or I'm not sure. She's still trying to figure out her path. I'm not like something open-ended.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. If you could star in one movie, what would it be?
Probably something like any like Marvel super action hero movie that's like a girl superhero, because yeah, I just think it's so cool, and I love seeing like women fight in
That's
scenes,
awesome.
because I just think it's like the best. They're so badass. So yeah.
I love it. What's your biggest goal for this year?
Biggest goal for this year, I think just to like keep working, like because this year everything's had to shift so much, so I think just trying to find a place where like everything's balanced and I'm happier, and maybe I'm doing like less sewing for business and more for myself, as well as just like finding time to get outside more.
I like that. Where do you go when you need time alone?
Usually just to my bed, and I just kind of like hang out, watch stuff on my iPad, knit. Yeah.
What is a book that positively shaped you?
A book that positively shaped me. I don't know. When you ask these questions, it's like all the titles just like and everything vanishes. Yeah, just nothing left. A book that positively shaped me.
Or something you read over and over again and you always learn something new, or you take something out of it?
Okay, so there's these, forget what the author's name is, but it's called The Blue Sword, and it's I read it when I was younger, and I read it like 5 times, but it's about this girl who and now I can't remember anything. It's about this girl who something happens, and she ends up, I think, losing her family, and then she gets taken in by this guy who turns her into a warrior, and she starts like I think there's like a dragon or something, but I don't know. It sucks that I can't remember the plot, but I just remember reading it over and over again and just liking how much of a strong female character the lead in the book was, and that she just like takes over and yeah, like fixes everything for her, like the country or land she's in, and yeah.
What's your favorite show at the moment?
Favorite show at the moment. Okay, so I'm currently watching Modern Family. And then Modern Family. Oh, and then I also just finished Superstore with America Ferrera. That was really good. I liked that one.
Love that. Are you more kitten or puppies?
Puppies.
So who, dead or alive, would you like to have dinner with?
Oh gosh. Okay, so can I like make it a partnership, like Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark of My Favorite Murder podcast? I feel like they can count as one person.
I love it. The biggest learning experience of your life?
I would say going to university. Because I don't use my degree, but I just find that like coming from, like, I live in Barrie, which is like population wise it's pretty big, but it still has a very small town feel. So then going to somewhere like Waterloo and going to like such a multicultural. I went to Laurier, and it's a smaller university, but still the rest of the surrounding area is very multicultural with all these students coming in from everywhere. And I just found that to be a very like eye-opening experience, and I feel like it just made me a better human and like more understanding. And yeah,
I love that. That's so cool. Who do you look up to the most in life?
I think probably my dad, just because he so much of him, like so much he's like not really, because taught me, it's more like through osmosis of just like seeing him doing things and the way he acts. It's like kind of what I picked up on, and like of how to, because he's self-employed, of like how to be a good business person and like how to react in situations. And yeah, so probably, yeah, my dad.
I love it. If you could compare yourself to a fictional character, who would that be?
Oh no. I don't, that's bad.
When I was younger, I was dying to become Zena, and then I started to dress up as like her, like every Halloween for like 5 years. So.
I don't have an answer for that one. Cause I don't know. I don't really feel like I like connected with anything enough to be like, really, I see myself in that person.
That's totally fair. What's the craziest thing you've done for someone?
Craziest thing I've done for someone. Oh, okay. So my sister used to work at a historic museum, and she was like dressed in costume, and she would her favorite thing to do was to work in the, I think it was the tailor shop, where they would run a treadle machine all the time and like do reenactments. And she really liked the treadle machine. So one time I was in a thrift store and I saw one on sale, and I didn't have a vehicle to pick it up or anything. So then I got, it was like this whole secret mission that me and my mom went on, that like I bought it, and then she drove like 2 hours to come and get it. And then we like secretly, because I was living with my sister at the time too, so I secretly like put it in my mom's truck, and then my mom brought it home for me, and then that was her birthday present, and she was like completely surprised. She's like, "Where did you get this from?" I was like, "Well, I bought it from the first store in Waterloo." And she's like, "What? Like, how did you even get it home?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this homemade cake."
Magic. Yeah, it's all the magic. That's awesome. Are you more sweet or salty?
Sweet.
If you have 2 hours left to live, what would you do?
Probably just hang out with my family.
Like that. Where is your happy place?
Probably at home, yeah.
Fair enough. Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
Classic or modern?
Modern.
Sweaters or hoodies?
Sweaters.
What do you spend too much money on?
Yarn.
I'm at the point where it's like balance, yarn and fabric.
Yeah. Well, like I'm like, I can just write that off. But then yarn, I'm like, oh, no. Yeah.
What's the best feeling in the world?
Best feeling in the world. I think just like finishing something, or like finishing something that you've been procrastinating. And I'm a big procrastinator, so it happens all the time. But just like getting that off your chest of like, I don't have to worry about that anymore, is like, yeah.
I totally agree. How do you define success?
Success. When you, I don't know, like getting to the point where like you're just happy to do what you want to do every day, or like you're doing what you want to do every day, as opposed to, and very much like being able to set your own schedule, or at least like managing your schedule. Like if you do have a set time of like 9 to 5, then you're happy with that. Yeah.
What was the last photo you took?
Last photo I took. Can I cheat?
Sure.
I think it was of water, because I was out on my kayak.
I saw that. I thought so.
Yeah.
I love it.
That is it.
which charity or charitable organization is deserving more money?
I think probably like Black Lives Matter. And then if that would like trickle down to local charities that also do stuff at the ground, like, you know.
What game have you spent the most hours playing?
I don't know, because I'm not a very big video game person, but I'd probably say there's this game called Merge Dragons, where basically all you do is just constantly merge 3 things together, and it's very satisfying. And you have to, like, you can only do so many moves every 3 hours or whatever, but there was a time for, like, over the Christmas break and, like, well into March that I was totally addicted to it, and I was like, I just gotta get this off my phone.
I'll actually confess something. There's a game on my phone called Township, and it consumes my life. And just so you know, Pretty String's mom is like the worst instigator, to be honest. So I'm part of this co-op with her mom, and she is like, it's funny. Well, now that you started kayak, is there any other outdoors activities you'd like to try?
Outdoor activities I'd like to try.
I saw your kayak, and I've been contemplating getting a stand-up paddleboard for like a very long time. So I would totally follow you.
I was totally, okay, so for the longest time I was torn between stand-up paddleboard and kayak, but then I kind of went more towards kayak because a kayak is like less balance and less core. So like I don't fall in the water as much. And like, yeah, so I don't know. Outdoor activity I would like to do. Oh, probably I would like in the wintertime to do cross-country skiing. That's been like, for the last couple of winters, I've been like, this is the winter, and then I haven't done it, but yeah.
Well, last winter wasn't really good for cross-country skiing because anyways, down here, there wasn't that much snow anyway, so. What's your worst example of what is your worst example of Let's do this again. What is your worst example of procrastination? Yay!
Probably in university, I was very much like pull an all-nighter and just be slipping in a paper at like, it would be due at 12 o'clock and I would be like 11:59.
I love it. Where is your go-to restaurant for amazing food?
Okay, so I'm not a foodie by any means because I very much like just like simple pub food, but I really enjoy either 2 restaurants downtown, Donnelly's or Hooligans, and both of them are kind of like sports bar, Irish pub, and eat anything on their menus.
Love it. Big existential question. Do you think human will ever be able to live in harmony? It's hard to tell right now, really.
It is. I don't know. Like, I feel like I kind of have a lot of hope for humanity because I feel like these upcoming generations are so much more like proactive and more understanding just of the way that like the way they go through school, that they're more accepting of like LGBTQ plus and like I feel like they bless racism among like younger people, and so I feel like they could be, because I feel like the generations that are coming after us are like way more on top of things and understanding and welcoming and accepting.
What's the most frustrating product you own?
Frustrating product? Probably my laptop. I don't know. It drives me bonkers. But yeah.
I love it. What food do you crave the most often?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most anxiety-induced thing you do on a regular basis?
I don't know. I feel like just like reaching out and talking to people because I'm very introverted. So sometimes it's a lot to just like get out there.
So glad you said yes. This is so awesome. What's the most embarrassing story from your childhood?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like there's so many. Um, oh no, I don't know.
Let's
I
pass.
can tell you funny ones of what my sister has done to me, but yeah.
Sure, go ahead. I like that.
So every time we go bike riding, it's like a thing that my sister pushes me off the trail and I fall into something. Like when we were younger, she pushed, like, it's because she stops too suddenly, and so I had to like swerve around her, and I fell off of the side of a hill and then fell into, like, you know those trees with the spiky branches? I fell into one of those. I was like,
ow.
Great. Yeah, and then like when we were older, the same thing happens. Like I can't bike with you anymore. But
that's awesome. What's fine in small numbers but terrifying in large numbers?
fine in small numbers. I would say Canadian geese.
I love that.
Like one or two, you're like, I can deal with it. But then when you're outside and like 30 of them all turn at you, you're like, this is a bad day.
And people think they're super nice. They're not. They're super nasty. Jess, we're getting into the fiber questions.
Yay!
Who taught you to knit?
My sister. Well, I've been taught to knit twice. So my grandma taught me first, but it didn't stick because I was like 8 and I just couldn't. I had really terrible yarn. It was like looped. So I kept on making new stitches from the loops. So it was like ever expanding triangle unintentionally. But then, yeah, when I was 18, my sister got a huge box full of stuff for Christmas that my mom had made for her, like a knitting kit. And I was so jealous. I was like, I didn't know that was a possibility to get. Why didn't anyone tell me this? So yeah, so she taught herself, and then a few weeks later, she taught me how to knit. So, and then it's just been going from there.
That's awesome. And who taught you how to sew?
My mom.
That's awesome. So is your mom a sewist or just?
Yeah, she used to quilt a lot. She used to actually like make like home furnishings and then go to craft shows and sell them at craft shows, like raggedy quilts and pillowcases and really funky stuff. And she would sell them.
What do you think? Well, according to you, what would be the biggest misconception about sewing and knitting from people outside of the community?
I feel like that it's like hard or hard, because I feel like the grandma perception of like, oh, my grandma does that is like long gone now, because I feel like we're changing that. Like the knitting community that we have now is like, we've proved that point. And so I feel like now it's just less like, no, it's not as hard as it looks. Like you can totally get into it. And yeah.
But I find a lot that there's still a lot of people, you're too young to knit, or you got tattoos and you knit, or you're pursed and you knit. And I'm like, yeah, and so what? Really? What are your whips? Oh,
okay, so I brought two. I wasn't sure how many. So my current one is the Ripple Crop Top by Jessie Maed.
Yes.
So I'm just in the land of ribbing for forever with this whole project, basically. But yes, I got this little bit of ribbing done. And
what's the yarn? Is that your yarn?
Moon Fibres. Yeah. So it's exciting.
What's the name of the colorway, Jess?
It's Pool Party for One, which is an exclusive colorway that we did for True North Yarn Co. this year.
Cool. I'll
which
put
is
it
our,
in.
Okay, and True North Yarn Co. is like our local LYS in Barrie.
Cool.
And then the other one is Bloom Your Heart Out by Inese Sang.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know, am I in the middle? No, I'm not. What got me is that it's like kind of complicated, but so beautiful. So right now it's in a really large feather and fan section.
Wow.
It's got, I'll show you the photo. These like really nice cables and baubles and stuff.
Cool. I'll insert
So
a photo like of like a finish like from the
from her,
pattern and color and everything. That's
okay,
really nice. Is that in
and
your yarn too?
yeah, it's in foam and fibers as well.
Cool. Who would be your dream collaboration with?
Oh no, dream collaboration. I don't know. Maybe like probably like it's an extreme stretch goal, but like Wes Knits because Stephen West because I love him forever and ever, and I love what he
Jess,
does.
I picked that picture, that question, and no word of a lie. I knew you would say that for some reason.
I know.
Because I
Well,
think you're similar. Like yeah, there's something.
that's
I don't
just
know.
nice of you to say.
What's your best fiber festival memory?
Me and my mom went to Twist like 3 years ago. I think it would be this summer, and
Nice.
I loved it. I love how much like all of the fibers are like fiber arts are represented there, and it's just we didn't take any classes, but I just enjoyed like walking around and like that was before I got my spinning wheel. So I was like when I was there, I was like, I really need to get a spinning wheel, and like yeah, it's an amazing festival.
It is. I'm so bummed that it's not happening. And Stephen West was going to be there, and Chrissy Glass was going to be there, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
Anyways, what is the project you're the proudest of?
So I'm actually wearing it. So it's my Soldotna. It is like like not too difficult of a sweater, but it's like the first sweater I ever finished where I felt like, okay, I can actually make sweaters that will fit me.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just like
And it's a fun sweater. It's a fun stash buster. It's like you can make it longer, cropped. It's a good alternative. Even for somebody who never knit a sweater. I agree. Yours is super nice. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Is there a fiber related missing in your toolbox?
I would like to try weaving because like I already spin, I can crochet a tiny bit and then a knit, but yeah, I would say weaving. It'd be really cool to do like thicker art weaving with like fabric scraps, or it would be cool just to make like fingering weight scarves because I feel like it eats up stash faster than knitting.
I agree. Where'd you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't know. Probably still doing something knitting related and fiber related in some way. Yeah.
What does your ultimate fiber destination or trip look like?
Oh, I would probably say if it were to ever happen again is going to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And just like being able to go there as well as have the like also incorporate like Scottish fiber related things. Yeah.
Shetland, Sky Island, the whole 9 yards. I love it. What's the making process bring you?
Joy. I find it very meditative and yeah, just something to show for my time, which probably is not a good like a negative way to look at it, but like I just like knowing that I'm not sitting here doing nothing.
Even if a lot of people don't really understand the amount of time you put into work and the value of good fiber, but Jessica.
Yes.
This is the last question. Well, it's not really a question. I'm actually rolling out the red carpet for you. And I want you to tell me if there's anything exciting coming from J Hendry Design Co. or Full Moon Fiber in the next weeks or months.
I don't know, probably J Hendry. I've been kind of playing around this week with new bag designs. So I feel like in a way, like COVID's been great because I've gotten more time to experiment with things. So I feel like there's going to be more newer new bag designs coming in the future.
And you've been like, I really admire you because you've been extremely consistent in releasing new stuff where I was in the funk for 2 months and I did pretty much nothing. So, and anything fiber related? Are you doing anything in the fall or?
I have a trunk show at Make One Guelph.
Yay!
Hopefully it'll go, depending on how everything goes. And then as of right now, Woodstock is still happening.
Okay.
Unless it doesn't. So yeah. And then I have a trunk show at Sticks and Stones probably in this late November, early December.
Jessica, I'm so happy you said yes and you gave a little bit of your time for my crazy ideas.
It was my pleasure. So much fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. Bye.
Bye.